Caitlin Clark and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ.
Angel Reese, once hailed as the Bayou Barbie and the face of college basketball. But now, she's at the center of a firestorm. Dropped from the Chicago Sky lineup, publicly called out by Stephen A. Smith, and compared once again to the unstoppable Caitlin Clark. But this time, it wasn't a rivalry on the court. It was humiliation in the media spotlight. What went wrong? Why did Stephen A. slam her? And what does this mean for her future in the WNBA?
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living, you know what, at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten to this point.
We have a lot of folks that have come to the defense of numerous WNBA players because they were pointing out, like, this has been going on before long and people are not hating on her. It's not about hating on her. It's that you feel she is getting a level of attention that you deserved and you warranted long before she ever came along.
It started with hype. Millions of followers. Nil deals. A championship. But since entering the WNBA, Angel Reese's stats have crashed harder than anyone expected. For points, 12 rebounds, and 0 impact in a critical game where Caitlin Clark wasn't even playing. This wasn't the domination she promised, it was a meltdown in real time.
New season tipped off this weekend with several marquee matchups on the slate. Most fans were excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese. It happened after this play when Clark slapped at the ball after Reese grabbed an offensive rebound.
And then came the moment that blew up social media. On live television, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back. He torched the narrative, saying Angel's rise came more from controversy than from performance.
Because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shine.
Rewind to 2023. LSU versus Iowa. Reese taunts Clark. The "you can't see me" gesture goes viral. Overnight, Angel becomes the villain, Clark the hero. But what started as drama became marketable gold for both of them. Now, that same rivalry is exposing Reese's weaknesses on a professional stage.
Second of it. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level.
When the lights are on, the pressure mounts. Reese entered the league with more followers than most teams, but fans expected more than TikToks and lashes. They wanted buckets. Instead, she's underperforming and under fire.
Elaborate a little bit more on that in just a second. But before I do that, I want to ask you your thoughts about apparently some racial animus that was thrown in the direction of Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have gotten involved, talking about they're going to protect their players at all costs. The WNBA has issued a statement saying it abhors and discourages hate of any kind, et cetera, et cetera. Your thoughts about it? Here's the WNBA statement. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Your thoughts about that element of all of this, where you believe it emanates from, and do you think it will ever subside?
Oh, man. The latter part of that, Stephen A., is quite the thing to think on. I think when you go back to the impetus of the rivalry that we have between Caitlin and Angel Reese, I remember funny clips on the internet.
But beneath the criticism lies a deeper conversation. Angel Reese has faced racist attacks, online threats, and double standards. When Caitlin taunts, it's called confidence. When Reese claps back, it's unsportsmanlike. Even the WNBA had to issue a formal statement condemning hate speech after their last game.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark, because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her comeuppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated, and that's unfortunate because we got some no-good-ass people.
Then came the dagger Angel Reese benched. Not for rest. Not for injury, but because her play wasn't good enough. Insiders now say the Chicago Sky may be phasing her out. A shocking twist for a rookie with more attention than anyone else on the team.
Only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot, every time the girl plays a game, she got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not, every single game, gonna revisit and retread this same tired-ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her, and they need to be thankful they have been.
And what about Caitlin Clark? Despite injuries, double teams, and aggressive defense, she's still delivering triple-doubles and leading her team to wins. The comparison? Brutal, unavoidable, and very real.
The goose comes along, and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's fourth in the league in MVP voting. Fourth in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. We lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the number one overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats.
So now the question remains, what happens next? Can Angel Reese bounce back? Or is this the beginning of her fade into irrelevance? Her fans are divided. Some still believe in the Bayou Barbie. Others say she's all hype with no hustle. But one thing is certain, if she doesn't evolve, she'll be benched more than she's broadcast.
Oh, she balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being fourth in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard. When it was really all said and done, we know what she brings to the table.
The WNBA is growing, and the spotlight is bigger than ever. But that spotlight exposes everything: the truth, the hype, and the performance. Angel Reese walked into the league a star. But to stay a star, you've got to deliver. And if Stephen A. Smith is right, the league just put her on notice.
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
But she's better at everything.
And
she had a triple-double. She's tied for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
Do you think Angel Reese can turn this around? Or is her WNBA career already in freefall? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more hard-hitting WNBA coverage, drama, and investigative deep dives.
Unfortunately, it comes with the crown.
I got to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're being a little bit too PC. Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a
Angel Reese stormed into the WNBA riding hype and headlines, but now she's benched, criticized, publicly shamed by Stephen A. Smith, and overshadowed by Caitlin Clark. What turned this Cinderella story into a cautionary tale? Let's dive in.
Jackie Robinson of the WNBA will be Caitlin Clark. If she stays healthy, there's a group of them that would hope for her to be out. But
why do you say she's going to be the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA?
Well,
it's not like she's the first white girl.
She's not the first white girl, but she's the first white superstar at the levels where she's scoring these, the threes she's shooting. She's like a Steph Curry. She's the first actual superstar that people care. When's the last time we watched like college basketball? If I told you, tell me the greatest college basketball female basketball players the last 30 years. And you watch I know her. She's our meet, but you look at some of these names, you see some of these people on how they do.
Reese arrived with historic momentum, social media stardom, nil deals, and all-star attention. But since joining the Sky, her numbers crashed. 4 points, 12 rebounds in a recent blowout loss without Clark on the court. Fans looked on helplessly. The breaking point? Stephen A. Smith tore into Reese live on air, reminding everyone that WNBA isn't LSU. He pointed out her box score hypocrisy, flashy rebounds, zero offense. Rewind to 2023. Reese taunted Clark after LSU knocked Iowa out of the final for sparking a media firestorm that fueled both stars' fame. But the dynamic shifted. Clark's game kept rising. Reese's began to stall. Reese's off-court presence exploded, fashion shots, motivational posts, but when it counted most, the WNBA demanded action, not image. Compiled for performance, Reese is now benched not for injury, but for lack of production. Chicago Sky coach Tyler Marsh is shuffling her role, trying to find fit, but with zero offensive output, solutions are scarce. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, injured yet impactful, is dominating on return, posting triple-doubles and reminding everyone why she's the rising star. The contrast couldn't be sharper. The WNBA isn't forgiving or glamorous. You either produce or you're replaced. Reese faces a harsh reality. Rebound stats alone don't justify her roster spot. Will she adapt or disappear? Angel Reese entered the WNBA on fire, but without evolving, she risks falling behind. Stephen Yes warning echoes. Don't coast compete. The Sky and Reese now stand at a crossroads. The question, will she fight for redemption or be benched out of relevance? Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, and this time, his fiery critique landed squarely on Angel Reese, who is quickly spiraling from breakout star to bench liability. After yet another underwhelming performance for the Chicago Sky, scoring just 4 points in a high-profile matchup where Caitlin Clark didn't even play, Stephen A. torched the hype surrounding Reese and called out the harsh reality. This ain't Baton Rouge anymore. Once hailed as the face of a new WNBA era, Reese is now facing a brutally honest media reckoning. Smith, known for his unfiltered takes, made it clear that stats, not social media clout or college accolades, define greatness in the pros. While Reese continues to rack up rebounds, her glaring offensive void and inability to elevate her team have turned into punchlines. 4 points? That's not a stat line that's a red flag, Stephen A. said, slamming her lack of development. He compared her situation to a player coasting on college fame, but failing to adjust to the league's demands, especially when juxtaposed with Caitlin Clark's consistent growth. Even while injured, what once looked like a headline-worthy rivalry is now becoming a one-sided showcase, with Clark soaring and Reese sinking. Smith's takedown wasn't just about one game. It was a direct challenge to Reese's commitment, performance, and future in the league. If Angel doesn't evolve fast, she's not just at risk of being benched, she's at risk of being forgotten.